Hi, I'm Jackie Morey. Today's word for the day is the word synergize. Now, as much as I can, I'm going to begin using the verb form of the word as opposed to just the noun, because I think it's more powerful to use verbs. So the word for the day is the word synergize. And in our time together, you're going to discover what I believe are 5 key things that you need to maximize synergy in your group or your groups. I'm going to share with you at least one thing to avoid so that you can really maximize synergy. And one more thing is you're going to learn about a research study done and what one of the key things that I am going to be sharing are going to result in for you and your team. So let's dive in. In order to define the word synergize, let's use the noun. And hello to everybody who's joining me live. Please type in the comments below who you are and where you're hanging out from. And thank you if you're watching the replay. Okay, what is the definition of the word synergy, which is the noun form of the word for the day, which is synergize? Well, synergy is dictionary defined as the interaction or cooperation of 2 or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. So in order to define this, I want to quote somebody that I really like. He's the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's Stephen Covey. And let me greet those who are joining me online. Hi, Barbara. It's good to be with you. Okay. Stephen Covey says that synergy is what happens when 1 + 1 equals 10 or 100 or even 1,000. It's the profound result when 2 or more respectful human beings determine to go beyond their preconceived ideas to meet a great challenge. Again, I want to welcome those who are joining me live. Hi, Peggy. It's good to be with you. Hi, Barbara. And hello, Sonia. And you're hanging out from North Georgia. Welcome. Welcome to those who are watching live. And welcome to those who are going to be watching the replay. Okay? Now that we've defined synergy, and now that I've quoted Stephen Covey, who's one of my favorite authors, and that, as he said, synergy is what happens when 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 10 or 100 or even 1,000. Let's go to, I shared with you, you're going to discover what I believe are the key things to maximize synergy in your group or your groups. So what do I believe that you need to maximize synergy? Hi, Tanisha. It's good to be with you. Okay. For those who are joining live, I'm so appreciative of you. And for those who are watching the replay, thank you so much as well. The first thing that I believe you need is diversity. And I'm going to share with you one of the things that you and I must avoid so that we will maximize synergy, right? In diversity, what do I mean by diversity? Why do I believe that's a key component in synergy? Well, diversity is so important because if you have, say, for example, a group of 7 on your team and all 7 of you have the same strengths but have the same weaknesses or similar weaknesses, then you're not going to do great things. I'm going to quote somebody who I really respect. She's deceased now, but she had a great impact on this world, and it's a quote from Mother Teresa. She says, "You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. Together, we can do great things." And that's from Mother Teresa. So what is she saying here? She says that if you want to do great things, you must have diversity, right? So you must avoid sameness. So everybody's the same. Everybody has the same strengths and everybody has the same weaknesses. In order to do great things, you want to be diverse, right? I'll give you an example. When Steve Jobs created the iPod, the iPad, even the iPhone, do you think all he had were developers? In other words, software developers? No. He had designers. He had people in marketing. He had people who were great in software development. He had people who were great in hardware development, right? So he had a team that really practiced, he practiced diversity. And from that, because he practiced diversity and he used that component, then they were able to create great things, which now impact all of us, impact the world, right? People in Africa have iPhones. People in South America have iPads. People in Southeast Asia have Macs, right? Okay. Now, the cards are backward on my phone. That really seems, you know what happened? I was watching Facebook Live the other day, and let me see what happens here. I'm gonna see if there's a way we can, okay, that's just the filter, so forget that one. Okay, I was watching somebody the other day, and everything was backwards, and I don't like that because it doesn't work. So I'm going to thank you for your comments, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to the Facebook Live support team and tell them to please make things reverse. That way you're not seeing the reverse of what I'm trying to share with you, right? Okay, so what is the second thing that I believe that you need for maximizing synergy in your groups? The second thing is harmony. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that it is reversed. So I'm going to reach out again to Facebook Live support team so that they can make this work better. Okay, so you need harmony. Why is it important to be in harmony when you are in a group or a team? Because if you want to do great things, if there is discord, if there is angst, if there are factions, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're not going to synergize. You're not going to reach maximum effect, and you're not going to do great things. What is the next thing that you need? This is huge. Trust. Number 3 is trust. So number 1 is diversity. Number 2 is harmony. Number 3 is trust. Thank you for your hearts. Thank you for your likes. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you for sharing your comments and liking this. So number 3 is trust. Trust is such a huge factor. And I just put it as number 3 just because, I wanted it to support the first 2. Without trust, there's not going to be really good harmony. Without trust, there's not going to be synergy. So trust is very, very, very important. If I don't trust somebody, I don't really want to work with them. And if they don't trust me that I have their back, they don't want to work with me. But if they know I have their back and they have my back, we have each other's backs, there's trust, then you can be sure that there's a greater possibility of maximum synergy. Okay, number 4. What is the number 4 thing that I really believe that people need in order to maximize synergy? It is cohesion. And again, I apologize if this is in reverse. Cohesion is huge. And now I'm going to share with you. Okay, so number 1, you discovered the 5 things. I'm not yet number 5, but I shared with you to avoid non-diversity. You want to definitely be diverse. Now I'm going to share with you, you're going to learn about a research study that shows why number 4, cohesion, is so important. Okay, I'm going to read from this book, The New Art of the Leader. It's by Major General William Cohen, and I've quoted from this book before, but I want to share with you a research study that he did. Hi Tracy, welcome. It's good to be with you. Okay, he says cohesive organizations outperform organizations that lack cohesion again and again. Some time ago, a researcher studied cohesion in some detail. Lieutenant Colonel John W. Blades, an Army officer at the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., investigated this aspect of cohesion. Blades, who's the researcher, discovered that significantly better than average performance scores in each of 4 major training areas occurred when cohesion increased. Okay, I hope that's making sense. So according to Blades, cohesion had this effect because good working relationships among the members of the group made more efficient use of group assets. Such assets might include the ability of group's members, available time, and assigned equipment. So here's what else he found. And stick with me because I'm going to share with you why this was so, okay? So Blades also found that a positive increase in group performance was seen in basic training among training platoons that had high cohesiveness. These highly cohesive platoons almost always performed better in such soldierly skills as rifle marksmanship, physical fitness, drill and ceremonies, and individual soldier skill tests than did platoons with low cohesiveness. Now, I'm going to share with you the next paragraph, which is so key to cohesiveness. Why was this? Why was this? Because In the more cohesive platoons, guess what happened? The more talented soldiers voluntarily spent their free time teaching and coaching those who were less talented. From this, Blades concluded that if members had high ability and high motivation, the more cohesion a group has, the better the group performance will be. So if you and I have ever seen a so-so athletic team that has played together for a while beat a group of all-stars that have not played together for a while, this may be the reason, because of cohesion or cohesiveness. So number 4, cohesion is key. And what's the last thing? Number 5, what I believe is the number 5 key thing to maximizing synergy in your group or your groups is an all-in commitment to your group. If you're not all in, if you don't have all the chips on the table, like in, I don't really gamble, but there's a saying in poker where you just go all in and you put all your chips on the table. That's a all in, I'm all in. If you or one of your team members is not all in and they don't have an all-in commitment to your group, guess what? You're not going to do great things. You're not going to reach maximum synergy. So I'll end the word for the day with this. Okay, great thing. This is by Steve Jobs, who, as you know, propelled his company to greatness. And he created the iPod, the iPad, the Mac, and so many other different inventions right now, like iTunes, the iTunes Store. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. That's by Steve Jobs. So my encouragement to you today is to synergize. Make sure that when you're in a group, when you're in a community, when you're in an association, when you're in a team, do your best to to have diversity, do your best to have harmony, trust, cohesiveness, and an all-in commitment. Thank you so much for watching, Angie. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for all your likes, and thank you so much for everyone who's watching on the replay. I really appreciate you all, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Look forward to joining you again on Facebook Live as we dive deeper into different words so that we can all inspire each other. And you can comment below so that you can inspire those who are watching and inspire me and motivate me and encourage me, right? Thank you so much for your likes. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Lord bless you. Goodbye.